How awesome is it to have Bastille on a Monday? I want to start every week this way. This is fantastic. That was awesome, man. I have tons of things to ask you guys, but I really want to start off just looking at you guys. I want to ask you guys about beauty tips. These guys, if you guys don't know, these guys just played Coachella. They've been zigzagging across California like nonstop. Played a show last night. What is the secret? You guys, I saw Will yawn once. I think once when he was sound checking, but I mean, how do you guys do it? What's the secret to kind of just always having so much energy?
To looking so haggard.
no, I mean exactly the opposite.
You set the bar low at an early stage, so that everyone's like, oh my god, you look the same as you did. It's like, yeah, I've always been tired.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you come in low, and then people's expectations are already that low.
Fantastic.
And when you see us, you're like, those guys always look...
They look just as tired as they did last time.
Exactly. They never change. They're always exhausted. So always stay exhausted. I'm going to take a mental note of that. It's awesome. But you guys
need to fake yawn more.
Exactly.
Yeah. Maybe not in interviews because it might make the bands feel bad.
Oh yeah, no. Trust me, these guys listening on the radio, they're yawning all the time. Like, come on, No Name, spit it out already. Tell us to call in and win these tickets. You guys do tour nonstop. Do you guys have like one essential road item that you can't leave the house without?
Passport.
Castor oil?
I said each other. You said castor oil.
I said passport.
Oh, passport.
It's not all about you, mate.
I don't even know what that is. I don't know. What, passport. Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, that's literal. We actually need our passport.
He's a drummer. He just needs to get there. He's like, whatever, I'll pound on anything.
Or drumsticks.
Yeah, let's do it. You guys did give the world a cool gift for Record Store Day, which was this weekend. I hope everyone supported their independent record store. Anyone here? All right. You guys did something pretty cool. You put out a new song for everybody.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
It's called Comfort of Strangers, and I think I love Record Store Day. We buy a lot of records, and I think that one of our favourite things about touring in the US is how many incredible record shops there are. I think, obviously back home in the UK it's a much smaller country, but there just aren't as many, and they're not as awesome, I think. And so we always jump at the opportunity to take part. And Comfort of Strangers was a song that we made for our new record, but we made 30 songs and they weren't all going to fit.
Yeah.
So it was an exciting opportunity. We released that on the A side, and on the B side, we were lucky enough last year to record some versions of songs from our new record at Capitol Studios in LA with a string section. So we put a version of one of the songs on there as well.
And I haven't got to see it in person, but it has this crazy album cover,
it's shiny.
Yeah, tell me about that, because I was like, I want that, and you can't get it in the U.S. I believe it's only in the UK. What's up with that?
Don't ask me.
You guys have an issue with that too, because I know you guys are also obsessed with hot sauce.
Oh yeah.
You guys put out a hot sauce every time they put out a record, and you can only get it in England. It's like
we've just imported it.
You just imported it. Okay, that's
it.
breaking news right here, right now. Yeah. So where does that come from? What is the obsession with hot sauce?
I think when we were first kind of starting out, we used to rehearse in a wonderful place in England called Croydon, which is not very exciting, and it had a Mexican restaurant, and Mexican food didn't used to be as prevalent in the UK, and we just got completely obsessed with it, and then we got obsessed with hot sauces, and then coming here and playing at South by Southwest in Austin, there were whole shops that just sold hot sauces with like amazing novelty names. I think the aesthetic of literally anything goes as long as you can fit it on the label, and I'm going to make your mouth bleed. Those two things together just sort of like spoke to our hearts.
Yes.
And
Tyrannosaurus was a good one.
Yeah.
Now, was that something as a band, like was that a band goal? Like, let's make a hot sauce, you did it, and they're like, now let's do one every record? Is that kind of like a pat on the back, something you're most proud of?
I think we just, we wanted to have fun with the idea of merch and do something a bit different. And hot sauce is a thing close to our hearts.
Yeah.
Can I point out, every record is very generous to a band who's had 2 records. We've
done 2 hot sauces. We've got 100% hit rate so far.
Hey man, keep it going. I want a whole hot sauce collection from Bastille. It's fantastic. You talked about kind of burning the heart. That kind of seems to be a theme of your guys' music. You guys write about tragedy in a very poppy kind of. It takes you a while when you hear a Bastille song. You're like, oh, this song's so cool, and you're singing along, and you're like, what is Dan singing about? Like, this is horrible. Is that something that kind of is intentional, or is it just kind of where the pen falls?
I want everyone to say the word horrible in the same sense as our music. I think we just like to write about... it's kind of easier to lean towards drama, I think, when you're writing music, from my perspective. Because if it's not that, it's kind of party music, or it's everything's amazing. And I think, I don't know, I guess with the films and the books and the music that we like, it's always... maybe leaning towards a slightly darker thing. But I love big melodies, and I want, you know, we like pop music in a way, and I think pop music can be anything from like the Beatles through to, you know, Nirvana or whatever. But I don't know. I think it's kind of a weird Trojan horse. Like our biggest song, Pompeii, is sort of about the aftermath of a volcano, and there's people at festivals, like tens of thousands of people being like, yeah, it's the best time, and we're like, you're singing about a volcano. But I don't know. I think it's you know, maybe it's a bit pretentious, but I think we just like writing about things that interest us and things that we're thinking about, and that doesn't tend to be like what I had for lunch. Although that is also interesting.
Yeah, especially if it's hot
to
sauce.
me,
Yeah.
not to anybody else.
Have you been to Pompeii?
Yeah, we have. We went. We hadn't gone before the song came out, and we were lucky enough to go like just as the song was kind of quite big in Europe. Oh really?
Yeah, as a teenager, yeah.
It's an amazing place.
Do you have any slides on your phone that you can maybe pull up and we could check out? Just a little.
Yeah, I don't. My daughter went.
But when we were there, we bumped into some people wearing Bastille t-shirts, and it was like it was very surreal for us, but it must have also been really weird for them.
For
So,
sure.
like,
Hey.
we literally we're here and you're here. Yeah.
One thing I do want to compliment you guys on is out of all the kind of newer bands, you guys are always kind of, you know, putting out a hand to help other bands, give shout outs on social media. I know that you just started your own record label, and you're working with Rag and Bone Man, as I pronounce it. Tell me a little bit about
That's
how you...
way better than how I say it.
I mean, it's just, you got to say it with some kind of inflection. You can say, hey, Mr. Rag and Bone Man, right? Tell me a little bit about working with him, how you discovered him, and just kind of, you know, that community of musicians that you're kind of cultivating.
Well, one of the things that I'm really proud of with our band is that, you know, it was just us that wrote and recorded everything with Mark, who's our friend, Mark Crew. And Rory went to school with Mark and was very, very involved in like the hip hop scene in the UK, but quite an underground hip hop scene that's never really, it's very, very small. And Mark basically just pestered him to start something, and we worked on the EP with him and the album, and yeah, it's kind of very surreal that it's the first thing that we put out on this tiny little label. Like 3 of us run it, and it's kind of done really well, which is great.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to us to try with him and other artists who we're friends with to do that kind of homemade DIY thing where it doesn't have to be like 200 writers on a song and 45 producers. Like, and some of those songs are amazing, but you know, it's quite exciting to try and do it. You know, because that was the thing with us with Pompeii when it was at its biggest. It was just quite surreal to have this song that was like written and recorded by a small handful of very pasty English guys in London that were sitting alongside these songs by these people that like we've grown up thinking, oh my God, they're massive. And, you know, and then you look at the credits and there's so many people on them. So I think it was just that really. And just, you know, we've toured with Rory loads. He came on tour with us like 3-4 years ago. He's been on our mixtapes. I think, I don't know, I think it's really important to just talk about the stuff that you like. And so it's much easier to shout out bands that we love and new music that we like.
I know he's coming to the Bay Area for the first time. I think he's playing Outside Lands, so we're excited to meet him. He's a big dude, got a lot of crazy tattoos.
He is. He's got a little label tattooed on his arm.
Does he? You know, that was going to be my final question. I always have a personal question, and my question was, if I'm considering to get a Bastille tattoo, what should it be?
All of our faces.
Faces on the back?
No, on your face.
On the back, on the faces of the band
Shot
on my
on
face.
the right cheek, please.
That's a lot of real estate.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was just like a logo, or, you know, maybe just like Bastille rules.
No, faces.
Faces.
Full bodies if you want.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's no good. All right. With that, let's hear some more music from Bastille. What do you guys say?